Just a couple of days ago, I threw up a poll on the channel because I was feeling a bit indecisive about what to build next. I gave you guys 5 build ideas to vote from, and you guys mostly voted for a castle in Sunset Valley. If you guys would like to see more speed build videos like this, make sure that you please give this video a like, and feel free to leave a comment in the comment section if you have any build suggestions for me. I'm Ican Marshmallow, but you can call me Marley. Now without further ado, let's jump into the speed build. We will be building our castle on a 60 by 60 lot named 15 Summerhill Court. The lot is located in this area of Sunset Valley, and yes, that is correct. The Landgrabs and the Altos will be your fellow neighbors. Let's talk more about the process of building this castle, shall we? For this specific build, I had no idea on how to build the castle in The Sims 3, so I used my fellow friend Pinterest to help me find some images of castles I could use as inspiration for our castle, and from there I could create an image in my mind of what our castle would look like in The Sims 3. For in case you guys didn't notice, is that I divided the lot at the beginning of the speed build into 4 mini lots. I basically used the fence as my guide in order to divide the lot, if that makes sense. It's a bit of math there that I used in order to center the castle, and from there I just started to build my foundation in the middle of the lot where the fence crosses. Obviously I couldn't build the foundation over the fence, so I had to make sure that each foundation piece is the same size. I don't remember exactly how big the size was, but it was the same size, I promise. And then from there I deleted the fence and started to connect the foundation together. And I pictured this castle having a fountain in the middle, so I added a 50,000 simoleon fountain in the middle, as well as other half circle or quarter circle fountains around that 50,000 simoleon fountain. And from here I am now busy doing the terrain paint right here in order to create a driveway for our Sims car to be able to follow that driveway and drive into the garage. I hope that makes sense to you guys, because just take note, English is not my native language, okay? So let's just focus more on the build. In order to get the terrain paint to be aligned straight, I just added wooden flooring on the sides in order to have it look a bit more straight, and started to paint with the terrain paint in the flooring area. And from here you can see that I started building a wall in front of the castle, just to give it more like a castle feel, you know. That's the best way I can describe it. I did that, and then I added a fence on top to make it look a bit more realistic, make it look more like a castle, you know. So after adding the fence on the wall, I started to add a stone wall around the wall and copy the fence's stone over to the wall to have the wall and the fence match. I just want you guys to take note that I am going to skip a bunch of parts in this video where I do the exterior and the wallpaper of the castle, because it took literally long to do, and if I include the entire process of building this castle, the video will end up being too long, and I really want you guys to stick around to the end when I tour the castle with you. This part is pretty obvious. I just added a fence around the castle as usual. The castle is not there yet, but let's transition to the castle, shall we? Let's move on to the interiors. First thing I usually love to do when it comes to building in The Sims 3 is to add debug lighting in the building in order to make the building appear a bit more brighter in the interior of the castle. But also lights on the outside of the castle was also important, because I wanted the castle to look a bit more magical at night. if that makes sense. Lighting plays an important role in this build, at least in my opinion, because it makes the building stand out at nighttime. I'm not pretty sure what you call this, but you can clearly see that I'm opening the floor a bit on the second floor, in order that if your Sims are on the second floor, they are able to look down on the first floor if they want to. And I pictured this castle having a grand staircase, well, at least 2 on each side, leading to the second floor, if that makes any sense to you guys. For some reason, I decided to add a bit of gold to the build, to give it more of a fancy feel. And what I mean by this is adding a little bit of gold to the stair railing as well as the fences inside of the castle. Let's move on to the floor plan. So for the floor plan, I wanted to more or less make the build symmetrical, but not 100% symmetrical, but asymmetrical. For example, the one side of the castle have different size rooms and the other side also has different size rooms. But you'll see on the second floor, I more or less wanted the floors to be symmetrical. The room sizes actually, not the floors. And from here, I decided to add an indoor pool in the castle that connects to the gym of the castle. Now that we are done with our floor plan, we are now going to start slowly but surely adding flooring and wallpaper into the castle. And I was pretty unsure about how our castle's interior should look like. So I asked my dear old friend Google for some interior inspiration of an actual castle. And that doesn't mean I'm going to exactly copy the images what Google have offered me, but instead I use them as inspiration to be able to design the interior of the castle with my own imagination. So for the rest of the flooring in every single room, I did off camera, once again in order to keep this video short and simple. So as you can see here, I'm busy working on the entrance of the castle. So you could clearly see I added a bit of gold into the wallpaper. As you see here, it might look yellow to you, but in my mind it's gold, okay? To be honest, when it comes to me and building in The Sims 3, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just play around with the walls and foundations and play around with the flooring and the wallpapers. For example, for this build, I tried to mix and match the marbled flooring to make it a bit more interesting, so that the build doesn't look very boring. And there's a lot of copy and pasting in this build because I can be a pretty lazy builder in The Sims 3, to be honest, but I do enjoy building. I just want to get it over and done with so that I can post the video, This video took me maybe around about 2 weeks to film and a full week to edit. So hopefully you guys will still enjoy the video and also enjoy the castle when you download it and place it in your game in The Sims 3, This is specific a castle for The Sims 3, not The Sims 4. And speaking of The Sims 4, apparently they released a kit called the Castle Estate Kit, but it mostly focused on the exterior of the castle. Some Simmers are disappointed, some Simmers are happy about it. And yeah, and I didn't purchase it though. I'm just letting you guys know if you have seen some content about that specific kit that they made in The Sims 4. But you know what? For this specific castle, I used the base game and The Sims 3 Ambitions, and also a little bit of Late Night. Only one item from Late Night. I think it's a piano that I used from Late Night. And I used The Sims 3 Pets as well, but not a lot. It's basically just a stable I created for horses. Actually a barn for horses to live in the back of the castle. So if you download this build and you don't own the Sims 3 Pets, that room might look empty. So you're welcome to bulldoze that specific barn room. But hopefully a majority of Simmers who plays the Sims 3 has the Sims 3 Pets. And good news, I don't use custom content when it comes to building in the Sims 3. I like to use the content that came with the game, but I use custom content for the Sims themselves and also use custom content cards when I really feel like it. So now you guys know something about me. So when it comes to the furniture of the castle, a lot of copy and pasting happened. Even with the swatches of the furniture, because I really wanted to get the speed build over and done with, because I'm so excited to show you guys this castle I built in the Sims 3. It was a very ambitious project. I'm glad you guys voted for the castle. So I can give you an example of copy and pasting. So I used the same furniture in each bathroom, the toilet, the counters, the basin, and I also tried making the bathrooms look different to each other but still similar in a way. For example, I would add a plant in that one bathroom and a different plant in the other bathroom, or use a different basin in the one bathroom. I'm pretty sure I made the bathrooms off camera, and the towel, because I kind of pictured it looking similar to each other, you know? I really want this castle to look perfect. Well, it's not 100% perfect, but so on the left-hand side of the castle on the second floor, I created different colored rooms. There will be a red room, a pink room, a green room, and a blue room. And these rooms can be used for your family members, for whoever lives in the households. I don't know how you guys play the Sims 3, but it's just a recommendation I have for you guys, but you don't have to follow that rule. So I want to mention on the right hand side of the castle, there are more bedrooms, but it's meant for guests. So there will be a red bedroom and 2 green bedrooms on the other side. Oh my, I didn't count the bedrooms yet. But there is more than enough room for 8 Sims in the castle. And I also sneaked the attic on the right hand side of the castle, where your Sims can hire a butler and have them live in the attic. I made a small apartment in the attic for your butler to live in. Don't worry, your butler will have entertainment in there. They will have a TV, a single bed, and a kitchen, and a bathroom. But I also played this castle with this castle off camera, and you guys should make sure that he doesn't cook in that room. But I'm not going to force you guys to follow that specific rule. Sometimes the butler will use the kitchen on the first floor, but sometimes the kitchen in the attic. So, and there is a surprise at the end of the speed build for those Simmers who love to make their gameplay chaotic, you know. I'm going to tour the castle with you shortly, and then you guys can see what rooms I added into the castle, because I I think I spoke too much about something else instead of focusing on what's happening in the castle. So let's jump into the tour. So Simmers, now that we are done with our speed build, I am going to give you a quick tour of the castle. So as you can clearly see here, I have reshade on, so therefore the colors look very vibrant. But I'm going to turn it off now so that you guys can get an idea of what the castle will look like in your game when you download this build. So here is where you will enter with your Sims car and park it in the garage. The garage has 2 cars actually, one red one and one black one. And from there, you will enter the castle. So this is what the entrance looked like. I didn't do much in the entrance because I really wanted this castle to be very spacious and manageable, if that makes sense. Whatsoever you call it. It just allows your Sim to move around freely, you know. And then you can clearly see I added fountains just as a decoration. And don't stress, there is a alarm behind the statue. I add about 4 statues in the entryway with a goldish color, and I don't even remember why I have duplicate paintings here, but let's just say it is for decoration. And yes, all of the walls don't have paintings, but I usually just leave the walls without paintings because during gameplay, when you paint, you can actually just hang those paintings up. So here we have 2 bathrooms. I'm not going to go into detail. It's just basically a bathroom. All of the bathrooms look similar to each other but have a different layout. And here we have reading nooks at the back, an area for your Sims to read, and from there they can just sit and read, and they can just sit and enjoy a good book. And we have a activity table here where your Sims can build blocks. Oh my, I don't know what it's called, what the right name is for this table. So we head off into the left side. So in the left side we will find a gym right here. So I made fake yoga mats right here, just for the fun, and added a stereo and TV for your Sims to work out from, but also workout equipment. And we have an indoor swimming pool here with some lounges and a bathroom for when your Sim is done gymming and they need to clean themselves up. And then when we move to the right side of the building, we will be having a living room with a TV, a fireplace, and bookcases. So the castle is technically full of a lot of bookcases, so your Sims won't have a problem with their fun needs. So here we have a super skinny kitchen but functional with a washer and dryer and hampers, whatsoever you call it. Oh my English is so bad here. So here we have a dining area where your small family can sit and eat, or they can sit in the big dining room with the big table and a lot of chairs. And in this dining room we have a bar, a statue as decoration, and also a buffet table for serving foods at parties or even when your Sim is having dinner, and a little party area where your Sims can dance, basically like a ballroom almost, but different, with a stereo and a piano from the Sims 3 Late Night, and another bathroom here. And now we move upstairs to the left hand side. So in the left hand side we have another bathroom right here for these 2 rooms to share, but here we have the master bedroom. So sorry about the bed that's not made up, but as soon as you download this house it won't have that problem where it's unmade, you know. So we have a fireplace in the middle of the room with a TV to entertain your Sim, and a balcony with a chess table and easel and a small little nursery there for when your Sim has a baby in this castle. And then here we have a ensuite for them. So now we move on to the next room. So these are basically just children bedrooms. You guys are allowed to change it up if you like, if you don't like what it looks like. But yeah, I basically copied the same style over but in a different color. Actually the same layout, not style, over in a different color. And here we could say it's a teenage bedroom, or whoever you are going to put in this bedroom, with a computer and a ensuite. And if we move to the right hand side of the build, we have spare bedrooms. So once again we have a fireplace and a TV in the middle, and walk-in closet here with a balcony, chess table, easel and telescope, and a ensuite. And then here's the other 2 spare bedrooms, and here we have the library or office, there where your Sims can read books and play on the computer. You know the drill when it comes to having a office or library in The Sims 3. Oh yeah, there's a hidden one this side. Another chess table and another small office with a computer, a bookshelf and an easel and just a little plant decoration. So let's move on to the attic. So this is where your Sims butler will live. And you can see our butler is busy here making his bed up. So it's basically like a little apartment for our butler. So now we move on to the exciting part. Oh yeah, before we move on to the exciting part, this is what our backyard looks like. There's not much going on, but I added the tree house for our child Sims so that they can entertain themselves. And this is the outdoor swimming pool where your Sims can swim and have a barbecue and chill. And look at this beautiful statue. And we have just a little barn here, or horse stables, where you can have your Sims horses stay in for if you want to ride horses and use them as your transport. Okay, now we can move on to the exciting part. So right here we have a wall, So here we have a hidden door. And from the hidden door we have two ladders, one that goes up and one that goes down. So let's go to the one that goes down. So this basement is meant for the Simmers who are psychopaths, I'm not calling you a psychopath, I'm just describing you as a psychopath. So in this basement we have 5 dungeons. And then you have a room here with a swimming pool, and you guys know what I'm talking about. I've drawn a fence around the swimming pool to give you guys the idea of what you are going to do next with the swimming pool. Only the psychopathic Simmers will know what to do with the swimming pool. I'm not going to go in detail. I think YouTube won't appreciate that if I go into detail. And here's just a lovely fireplace for your Sims to keep warm, right? Then your Sims will live in luxury. If we go up the ladder here, we can walk over the wall up until the other side and go down again. And again, here's a treasure room for your Sims to put their treasures in, their collectibles. So if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section down below. I will see you next time with another Speedball video. Goodbye everybody.